You are welcome again to this orientation, and if you're watching this video, it could be because you are in distance learning mode. So however, the core essence of this presentation is to discuss the layout as well as the nature of distance education. And so what we'll be looking at is how distance education is actually arranged. And so we're talking about giving you steps as well as guidance on what really distance education or distance model learning is all about. If you are our stakeholders, we'll guide you through what distance learning is all about. And before we start, we'll look at what distance model learning basically is. So we'll say this is the learning whereby students facilitate their own studies without attending classes on a regular basis. So if you're a distance student, you'll be able to actually facilitate your own studies without actually attending regular classes or attending classes on a regular basis. And we're saying this mode of learning is actually arranged as follows. So the arrangement is as follows. We're saying all registered students, also if you're in distance mode of learning, you must have registered for a particular program. And that particular program is arranged as follows. So the process consists with actually the following. So you have the study materials that will be uploaded on your student portal, and the information about the student portal is actually highlighted in a video that is solely based on orientations or on the student portal. So you actually find your study materials on the student portal, and then you begin your personal studies, or you begin to study, or you begin to facilitate your own learning, or you begin some personal studies without you actually attending regular classes due to various reasons. Some of you are in employment, some of you are business people, so it doesn't allow you to actually attend class on a regular basis. So you begin to study on your own once you have access to your study materials via the student portal. And then at the end of the semester, or before the semester ends, there is what we call residential classes. So these are physical classes that run for a period of 2 to 3 weeks, where you need to come and attend classes physically. And then after which you'll be given a break of about 1 week. You rest, and then you come back for your end of semester exams. Proceeding further, we'll look at residential classes. So like I said, like I mentioned earlier, so these are classes that you will need to have. And I believe by now, if you're a registered student, you have what we call the academic calendar. And if you have got the academic calendar, you should mark the part where it says residential classes. So this will happen in April. If you've got the academic calendar that belongs to Chancellor University, you and I will agree that in April there's what we call residential classes. So these are basically classes that run for a period of 2 to 3 weeks. So you will be required to come and attend classes for this particular period. So for the 2 to 3 weeks, there will be physical classes. So these physical classes are normally arranged so that you can catch up on where you didn't understand during your personal studies and personal assessments. And all distance students are supposed to actually attend these classes as they are part and parcel of the continuous assessment. By continuous assessment, I mean all the assessments that are being carried out during the course of the semester, so that the school can ascertain as to whether a student is able to actually comprehend the information or the studies or the courses that they've been given. So proceeding further, we are going to look at examinations. If you're in distance mode of learning, you're supposed to be actually familiar with how the school is going to be able to assess you since you are not actually able to actually attend classes on a regular basis. So this is how assessments and exams are done. So by continuous assessment, we mean they are what we call continuous assessment. So continuous assessment, these are basically all the assessments that are covered in a semester to assess as to whether a student is able to perform or they are not able to perform. So you, being a distance student, you'll be assessed as follows, okay? Number one, you'll be assessed on how you'll be able to actually attend these residential classes. So attendance of residential classes is part and parcel of the continuous assessment. And then you also be assessed via assignments. So you have assignments uploaded on your student portal, and that information is actually highlighted in a presentation that specifically focuses on the student portal and other assessments. So your assignments are part and parcel of the continuous assessment. And then you also be assessed in tests and quizzes during and before residential classes. So if you come for residential classes, you'll be tested as to whether you're able to actually comprehend the information that you are able to, that you are studying on your own with the help of the facilitators. And you also be able to sit for what we call continuous assessment exams, or these are the assessments that are arranged before the final exams. Okay, so you'll be able to be tested before you sit for the final exams so that the school can evaluate your performance as to whether you're able to actually understand the information that is contained in your courses that you've been given. And then the overall aggregate for the continuous assessment is actually out of 40. So we're actually saying all these things that are being mentioned here are graded out of 40. So the CA is graded out of 40, and by virtue of you being a distance student, you're not supposed to score marks that are less than 15 out of 40. And then since the overall assessment of the school is out of 100, we have another set of assessment, which is what we call the final examination, which is graded out of 60. So if you do not have a complete CA, you won't be able to sit for the exam. So you need to ensure that you follow through with the guidelines that require you to actually be assessed. So proceeding further, we'll actually review the interaction. Since this presentation is relatively short, we'll actually review. So we looked at distance mode of learning, where you are able to facilitate your own learning without you attending the classes. And then we also looked at residential classes, which are basically physical classes that you have to attend so that you can get cleared on what you do not understand during your personal studies. And then we also looked at examinations and assessments. These are overall these are overall assessment, or this is what the school has actually implemented so that they can actually evaluate your performance as to whether you're able to perform just like the way, in the way that the courses are requiring you to perform. So having looked at all this process, the nature of distance learning and the mode of learning and residential classes, you should be able to actually understand that you need to have these basic information so that you do not actually miss out on important assessments in your course or during the course of your academic semester. So having this knowledge will actually enable you to minimize academic pressure, because if you do not actually have this basic information, you find yourself operating without a CA, and you find that you'll be able to not be overwhelmed with the pressure that come with academic learning. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.